Cheers. Oh, it's hot. No, it's too hot. I don't want to burn my mouth. Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel and a happy new year, happy 2022. I just can't believe that we're in 2022 already. Has it been 2 years, 3 years since, the pandemic started? Wow. Time really does fly, and here I am making my first ever YouTube video. I've been putting this off for so long, so long. I've just been so nervous and I've been so picky, I wanted everything to be perfect, every aspect to be perfect before starting my YouTube channel. Like, I wanted
the pop-up microphone, I wanted the pop-up lighting, and I live in England where it's always so gloomy outside. I wanted to use natural lighting and this, that and the other, and
you know what, in the end I realized that the more picky I am, the less likely I'm going to make the first step and actually film my first ever YouTube video. So, the quality might not be the best, but we move. We all have to start somewhere and make our way up. So, do you have any goals for 2022? Well, one of my goals was to start a YouTube channel. So here I am on the 1st of January, actually, trying to film. Let's hope I actually end up posting it. Okie dokie. So let me start by introducing myself. My name is Rana. I am 22 years old and I live in England. I am a first-time mum. I have an 8-month-old baby boy. His name is Khalid. The reason why I wanted to make a YouTube channel was, as a first-time mum, I've realized and learned lots of new things that I wish I had known before I became a mum. Little tips, tricks, and just general things that I thought would be nice to share with other people, because I like watching other mum YouTubers and learning stuff from other mums, just general things in general, to be honest. And I felt, if you have something good to share, then share it with the world, because why not? I decided that my first ever video I would talk about things I wish I knew before becoming a mum, or things I wish I knew about motherhood before becoming a mum. So I have a few points jotted down in my trusty little notebook here. And yeah, grab yourself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, whatever floats your boat. Mine is quite hot, so I can't really take a sip yet, but yeah, grab yourself a drink and let's start the video. I think the first point for me is it's okay to hold your baby. I was told by a few people, not to hold your baby too much, because that's going to make them want to stay in your arms and you won't be able to put them down. They'll start crying the moment you put them down. But no, it's okay to hold your baby. You need to hold your baby. Your baby's been in your stomach, a part of you, for the last 9 months or so. That bond between mum and baby is so important. It's at that age, when babies are that small, that's when you're going to be able to hold them. In a few months, they'll be crawling, running around. You won't be able to spend time with them like that. Like, you won't be able to hold them. They won't want to sit on your lap. They won't want to be in your arms. They will want to be running around and exploring things. So honestly, cherish every moment that you have as a newborn when they're in your arms. People say, oh, your baby's gonna cry and then manipulate you into picking them up. No. Babies will cry if they need something, basic needs, if they're hungry, if they need their nappy change. Your baby is gonna cry. Babies cry, that's what they do. That doesn't mean you don't pick them up and don't hold them. Babies can't manipulate you. It's not something that they do. Don't feel like you shouldn't be holding your baby, because after a few months, they'll want to be running around and exploring things. So cherish every moment. So that brings me on to my second point. If your baby does cry, it's most likely, almost in every situation, it's because they need something, some sort of basic need. Editing Rana here. Obviously, if you can tell that they are in pain or it is something different, something not normal, then do what you need to do and deal with it the appropriate way. Such as they need their nappy changed, they're too hot, they're too cold, they're hungry, they're sleepy. Sometimes babies even cry because they're bored. Honestly, just because they're bored. So if your baby cries, the best thing to do is literally just go through every single step and try feeding them. If that doesn't work, try changing their nappy, try burping them. Yeah, they might even have trapped wind, try burping them. If you think they might be too hot, take off some layers. If you think they're too cold, put on some layers. Pick them up, walk them around the house. Maybe they're just bored of staying in the same position. When they're a newborn, they're usually sleeping a lot of the time anyway, but you know, after like a couple of months, maybe I think 2-3 months, my son seemed to be bored a few times. So, you know, pick them up and move them around, show them outside a window or something. Hopefully they'll stop crying. Once their need is fulfilled, they'll stop crying. They don't have any other way to communicate with us. So they'll cry, or, you know, as time goes on, you'll realize that there are certain cues. You know, they might rub their eyes when they're sleepy, or when they're hungry, they'll make a certain face. You'll realize that as time goes on. Now for my third point, it's that life will literally go upside down straight after giving birth to a baby. Oh my goodness, everything goes crazy. Any routine you had, out the window. You know, you've got dishes in the sink, you've got overflowing laundry, so much to do in the house, and then, like I said, any routine, out the window. And it is going to take a long time. I mean, it depends. It can take weeks, it can take months to get into a routine. So cut yourself some slack. You won't immediately get back into a routine, but the routine will come for you and your baby. Sooner rather than later, you'll have a feeding pattern, you'll have a playtime pattern, and you'll have a nap time pattern. Even if it takes a month for you to make a big meal for your family, don't stress it, you know? Live on takeaway for a month, or who cares? Cut yourself some slack, relax. Don't stress out about it, because like I said, in the end, the routine it will come. It will come. It might feel like it's taking ages, but it will eventually happen. Don't worry, you've got this, honestly. Another thing I wish I had been told before giving birth or before becoming a mum is that your body goes through so many changes. So many changes. Emotionally, physically. I mean, obviously, you know, you've given birth to an entire baby. That in itself is a huge physical change. But what I mean is other stuff. For instance, okay, I'm going to be open here. I'm going to be realistic. Straight after giving birth, your bladder is going to be a lot more sensitive than usual. It's normal to wet your bed, like after giving birth. When you're going through labor, the muscles down there get weak. That's why it's important to do your pelvic floor exercises whilst you're pregnant, and even after you've given birth. It's important to do your pelvic floor exercises. So yeah, it can feel embarrassing, but honestly, don't feel embarrassed about it. It's better if you know about it beforehand. I wished someone had told me that it's normal, so I wouldn't have felt as embarrassed. Also, I don't know about other mums, but me personally, I was so emotional after giving birth. Like, I would just start bawling at the most random thing. And I think the amount of energy it exerts from you giving birth, labor, and, you know, just birth in general exerts from you, it really does make you emotional, just generally. After I came home, like with my baby, when a certain routine hadn't kicked in, I felt all over the place, and that really messed up my mental health. I would easily get upset. I would feel really down, like I wasn't being a good mother, like I wasn't being a good wife. I wasn't taking care of the house. I felt like I was a failure and I just wasn't doing my job. Thankfully, I only had baby blues, which only happen first few weeks postpartum. If you do have postpartum depression, which is a very real, very challenging thing to go through, then definitely seek support and help. But you know, after a while, when things start to settle and a routine starts to kick in, things do get better. But yeah, straight after giving birth, it is a lot of physical and emotional changes. Your body is still going to be a similar size to when you were pregnant. Your tummy doesn't immediately, you know, shrink back to its original size. Straight after giving birth, it's still going to be, your body is still going to be pretty large. After a few weeks, you'll slowly see a change and you'll feel a lot better as well. Straight after giving birth, everything feels a bit loose and jiggly. So yeah, wear comfy clothes, but also stuff that will keep everything in place so you don't feel a bit all over the place. I haven't even had a sip of my tea yet. Well needed, definitely needed. The last point that I would like to mention is you won't know how much love you are capable of as a person, how much love you're capable to give your baby. You'll only know that after you become a mum. Other mums can tell you, your mum can tell you, but you won't know. You won't know how much love you are capable of giving until after you've given birth to your baby. Because oh my goodness, it is undescribable. It takes you by surprise, honestly. It's just, honestly, you just won't know. And I have nothing else to say on that because it's just undescribable, and you'll only know how much you can love a little person until you've had a little person. Honestly, it's just, oh, it's the best feeling. It is the best feeling. And honestly, I am so blessed. No matter how much you struggle to go through and give birth, and you know how much hardships you go through during your pregnancy, at the end, when you end up holding your little one, when you see them growing up, when you see them achieve things, that really is something. It really is something. The amount of love you feel, it's like, it's miraculous. It honestly is. It's just absolutely miraculous. I cannot believe I just got through that entire video. Oh, that was the most awkward thing to ever do, but you know what? I've tried my best. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you know, you've learned something new. Please give my video a thumbs up and do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram. I will leave, you know, it somewhere on the screen. Do you have any goals, any resolutions for the new year for 2022? If so, leave them down in the comments below. And I will see you in my next video really, really soon. Bye. Thanks for watching.